the architect's fees at about 3,000 baht is very cheap, very cheap. It's not normal. Normally you'd pay about 20 or 30,000 to a Thai architect, so that's not a lot of money. And the reason ours was so cheap is because he was local, he was a government architect, and he built most of the houses in the area where we lived. We had to use him really because he knew all the builders and everything. If you ask me now after it's built, would I have built with him? I think probably I would have had to, because I think everywhere else might have been a bit more pricey. But the prices did change during the process of us building. So for example, at the beginning the price was meant to be about 700,000, between 650 and 750,000, so you know, under 800,000. But at the same time there was some change in the imports from China. There was a problem, I don't know what happened, but lots of metal, lots of stone product, lots of cement, lots of things that they buy, the wood, everything they buy from China, prices went up. So we knew in sort of March time when we wanted to build that it was already going to be more. And then the problem was I increased the size of the house by 1 meter in one direction, purely because there was an issue with the size of the lounge. And that with the parking put such a high price on. 1,200,000 baht we had to take off the car park, the parking area, we just couldn't afford to pay him to do it, build the property. So yeah, so the total cost in the end it wasn't too bad, maybe 940,000 baht. Yeah. Hello everybody, I just wanted to give you a little bit more information about the land up to date of the videos. Obviously at this point in time the house has been built and I'm just putting the videos on retrospectively, so but yeah, well, I won't do any spoilers hopefully. Now the land was owned by an elderly woman who, when she died, she gave it to her grandson. But she had other grandsons, she had 2 more, and they didn't get any of the land, and they were very upset. But the grandson gave some land to his brothers, so that's part of the story of the land. So the neighbour where the woman cooks the pork scratchings, that is one of the sons in that house. He owns that house, and that's his mother-in-law, I think. And the house at the front with the big tree in it, that belongs to the grandson who was given all the land. Okay, so he was given all the land by his grandmother, and he gave land to his brothers. The land that we bought went to his other brother, who sold it to us. Now he was in a bit of debt with a loan agency, and he was about to lose the land. They were going to the courts and they wanted to take it all. They're really harsh. So he was really grateful that we came along at the right time, and lucky for us that the loan agency also agreed the sale price, because they could have been a bit funny about it. But we got the purchase of the land, and it was probably about 100,000 cheaper than it should have been. I don't really know that, but it seemed, compared to all the other land that we saw, it did seem very reasonable. Right, so the man who owns the land and house at the front of our property, he has now lost possession of his land to the same loan agent who was involved in the first piece of land. And unfortunately we didn't know at the time, we might have been able to save his land for him for about 50,000, because that's how much the small amount of debt, or 80,000 or something. It wasn't a lot, but now the land agent has taken possession and he's levied extra charges, and the man now owes 300,000. Yeah, it's gone from like a small amount of like I think it might have been 80,000 up to about 300,000, because of court costs and because how much the lawyer charges. The lawyer, the loan agent has a lawyer he works very closely with, and yeah, they now have possession of the land and are trying to sell it. Problem is they keep trying to sell it with access to our driveway, which we've told them no, you cannot have access on our driveway. We need to put our water pipe up our driveway, and it will have to be on the side where they're driving into their own land. They don't have access, they don't have a right of way, and if we put the water pipe under there and they drive over it constantly, it's going to break, because the water pipes in Thailand are only cheap plastic. I'm going to see if I can get a stronger pipe put in, but I've never even seen any copper pipe. I mean, I'm sure they must have it, but I've never seen it. Yeah, you get two types of plastic. You get a blue plastic and a green plastic. The green one is thicker and stronger. So obviously we'll try and get the best quality for our water to come in, and then we have to get it filtered and we have to get a pump for it. But that's another story. So this is a current situation. It's a shame I couldn't have helped that man out and he wouldn't have lost possession of his property, but I didn't have the money to do it, not when I was building the house.